Very good morning to dear students of class 9. I welcome you all to this new class of Social Science 2, wherein we are going to study geography. Children, I hope you must have revised the content after this 3 days break of Bakrid, Sunday and Raksha Bandhan. Now since we are back with the classes, let's get started with the chapter. But before that, children, I would like you to revise the concepts which we have covered in the previous classes. From the beginning, India location and size, children, we covered number 1, India location, its extent, and now we are going to study India and the world. What place India has in the world, what are the relations of India with other countries of the world, in total the connectivity of India. So I'll just make you understand some important points which, even if you wish, you may note it down. So children, let us begin with the first point, first point of India and the world. Children, India is located in the center of world between East and the West Asia. We are an Asian country, we all know this, but India is located between East and West Asia. So children, the routes across the Indian Ocean. Point number 2. First, we will tell the India's location, that it is lying in between East and West Asia. Then children, the second point, the routes across the Indian Ocean which connects the countries of Europe in the west and countries of East Asia provide a strategic position or a strategic location to India. For example, India is located in such a beneficial way that this location of India, which is between East Asia and West Asia, it is giving the connectivity of the routes to other countries in a very strategic manner. Strategic is a very sequenced and with a lot of strategies that at ease, where no complications can be there. So the Indian Ocean which connects the countries of Europe in the west and these Asian countries, East Asian countries. Then children, third point, the Deccan Peninsula of India has to establish a close contact with West Asia, Africa, Europe from the western coast of the Southeast and East Asia from the eastern coast. I'll make you understand the first part. Deccan is the V part of India. The Deccan Peninsula of India helps to establish close contact with West Asia. Since the Deccan, there are so many routes, because on one side it is Bay of Bengal, on the other side it is Arabian Sea. So closed established routes with West Asia from western coast of India, then Europe from the western coast, and with Southeast Asian countries. What are the Southeast Asian countries? You all know Sri Lanka, Myanmar and other Southeast Asian countries. Now children, the fourth point, children, the ocean which is south of India is given on the name of our country, India. Children, that is one more question which often comes in your exam, that name the ocean which is being named on a country's name, Indian Ocean, or name the ocean which is surrounding the Indian subcontinent from the southern part, which is named on a country. So like this. So this ocean is named on our country's name, which is Indian Ocean, children. Now, the land routes of India are much older than the sea route. Children, since India has seen so many civilizations, plus so many, the rulers, so the land routes of India are much older than the sea routes. So various passes across the mountains in the north. You all must have heard those points which are known as passes in the north, in the mountains only, which provide passage to ancient travelers, as oceans limit such interaction for a long time. So we have different passes in the northern part of the mountainous area of India. Then children, the land routes helped India in the exchange of ideas and commodities since ancient times. So it is the trade is not the call of today's time. Trade has been occurred in India since ancient times, children. Then India have propagated the ideas of Upanishads, Ramayana, story of Panchatantra, etc. The Indian numerals and the decimal system, as well as spices, the muslin cloth, for which, if you remember, the East India Company started coming to India. It is, children, the muslin cloth and only the spices. So these were the two major attractions which dragged the East India Company to have start of the trade in India. Then, children, also the influence of Greek sculpture. So the Greek sculpture has led a lot of influence over us, and the architectural styles of domes from West Asia can be seen in different parts of India. So these were the points, children, which I had to discuss with you. Since the chapter is being taught by ma'am also, now we are revising. So I really request you all to please go through the chapter so that you get to know the content very well. Alright. So after the last class of this chapter, I will attach some important points in the form of PowerPoint presentation, wherein if you need to revise the chapter, you may quickly open that PowerPoint presentation and go through the points. So that's all for today's class, children. Thank you so much and have a nice day. Bye bye and take care.